the thing I love about that silhouette dance moves is you can't see me biting my lip while I'm trying to dance.
Well, believe it or not, those are actually showing my best moves.
Those were your best moves?
Yes.
I'm liking it. You know, it's Q&A today, guys. I like to affectionately call it Chump the Stumps. Stump the Chumps. Chump the Stumps.
No, we got
Yeah,
that.
something
Okay,
like
there
that.
we go. I have started out
Just
good today.
use those words in whatever order you'd like.
Stump the Chumps. Well, at least we're off to a racing start.
That's right.
What do we got today? Or not?
Tense build-up.
Tense build-up.
We have questions today. Dear Lex and Jordan, is there a quick way to see all machines with more than one monitor? Sincerely, Michael, give me an F.
Hey, Michael. You know, we played. Thank you for sending this early, because now I can actually mark one in the Lex category for getting one right. A couple ways to go about this. The easiest way, maybe not the most eloquent way, is you build a basic report, get your computer name, go grab display, and do a count of models. I like that. We'll just summary account there. Might want to name it multi-display. Actually spelled that right.
Nice.
We're not even going to attempt to do any capitals today, but run that. And then I just sort this descending, and there we go. I have one machine.
That's right.
That has two monitors on it. That's the way to find it. I mean, it's not, just multiple monitors. If you want to do the multiple monitors, you're going to have to do a SQL query so you can group by and filter on your count. But that's the easiest way, and ignore the ones that have only one on it.
That's one tally mark for Lex on the question scorekeeping.
There you go. I'm going to keep that up there. I like how you made that really big, too.
Well, I'm not real confident.
You're not confident I'm going to do more than one? Appreciate that. Feeling love. Feeling it. Let's do it.
Real quick, Allison put a SQL report in the bonus content.
Oh.
Do I get my checkbox taken away now?
No, I think we just give one to Allie.
Allie, okay.
She is not a part of this. I'll take her points.
You're going to take her point? Do it. Cheat. All right, cheater. Okay.
All right, here we go.
Dear Lex and Jordan, is there a way to find out if a process is running before using Deploy to update? Sincerely, Keith J.
Absolutely, and this one actually was created by Josh. So
You're going to take credit for Josh?
I am. I'm going to take credit
that.
for Josh.
I love that.
So he just put an example is Firefox running? You see here he just has a PowerShell step. Let me get that.
Center that. There we go.
PowerShell step, and then basically it's get the process, looks for Firefox, and if it is running, then it exits 128, which is an error code, which will stop your deployment from there. So just as the first step, if you have it looking for whatever the name process is, just have it X out, finds it, and you should be good to go.
Okay, so ultimately, here's the thing. If you want it to stop there, make sure that the exit code you give it is not in your success codes right here. Okay?
And if it's critical that it runs anyway, but the process isn't,
No? I think my one there.
then you can actually just look for the process and then kill the process right there.
Tilly's keeping track of my
Yeah,
score?
so-
Okay. Let's do
Let's
it.
do it.
Dear Lex and Jordan, I downloaded 2 versions of a package from the library. One has an immediate download that deploys to test locations. The second I have on a 2-week delay. I created custom variables to keep the production deployment on the previous version until the 2-week timer. How can I have my custom variable automatically updated when the production package is updated? Thanks, Brian, uppercase G.
So that's one I don't know of a built-in way. It's probably going to be...
There's not a built-in way. That would be a PowerShell scripty kind of thing.
You could probably create something that queries it after it downloads that you could run after that grabs that number and updates the variable from there. But I don't... Without research, I couldn't write that on the fly.
I'm going to look at Colby. You got anything to add to that, brother? Here's a chance for him to score.
No, I don't really have anything for that. Sorry.
All right, so I guess
you just
does vague generalities count as a point?
Nobody gets a point this
All
round.
right, I guess we're drinking.
Skull. I do want to show you this, though,
Chumps
on
have been
that.
stumped.
So I just downloaded Chrome. We've already got the first Chrome here downloaded, and the options, excuse me. Oh, I got to be up at the properties level here. So right here is the automatic 7-day download. For those of you who are wondering how that happens, I downloaded a second one, and again, they're going to look exactly the same because they are. But down here I can go and change that to immediate like was done in the question. And now I've got one that goes immediately and one that will take 7 days before it gets downloaded. So that's how that's done. Let's do it.
Hey, Lex and Jordan, I'm trying to clean the recycle bin of the logged on user of all workstation computers. Is there an easy way to do it? Sincerely, Pavel, also known as Chekhov Pavel Andreevich.
Right. So if
The easiest way, walk to each one, right click,
Right,
empty
click.
recycle bin.
just spend a day right
Spend a day
clicking.
just
So
strolling through the
if
office.
everyone has PowerShell 5 or greater, there is a PowerShell command that's clear-recycle bin that will get all of your drive letters.
Mhm.
But if you are, for some reason, you can't upgrade to that one, it's just basically a PowerShell that I wrote on the fly, so I can't. But basically, we're getting all the logical disks that are local,
Okay.
and then for each one of those, we're grabbing every item in the recycle bin, because the recycle bin can be per drive letter.
Oh, really?
Yep, and then at the end here, we're going through and removing them all. You just want to run that as the logged on user, and it should clear out all of the recycle bins without having to go to the computer.
Should we test?
Looks like that's a point for Jordan.
Should we test it?
Let me just add a force.
Oh, okay.
All right. We want to test it on the
Well,
webcast
just right
machine
here. Yeah,
live.
it's right here. There's stuff in the recycle bin.
Oh. Because the bin, it's... Yeah, so I do need to make some changes. I will clean this up since I kind of wrote it while sitting here, and
Yeah.
we'll put it up into the
That
bonus
was
content.
the last thing he did before we started rolling. But the good thing about this is, we're not perfect, so troubleshooting is always a good thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Dear Lex and Jordan, what are your thoughts on the new Chrome Password Checkup extension? Also, is it possible to deploy the Chrome extension or package Chrome plus the extension as part of the package with PDQ Deploy? Sincerely, Michael H.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
I don't know. Okay, I'm kidding. Somebody else is going to have to do it. I have no idea.
I'm not familiar with the password checkup extension at all, and I don't know if we have any plans to create a automatic package for it.
Do we have a blog? Does anybody know, do we have a blog about installing Chrome extensions or anything like that?
We do have a blog about Chrome extensions, and I believe in there there's one of the policies is like force extension installation or something like that. So I'll find that link and post it.
I think Colby just got a point.
Colby did indeed just get a point.
Do I hang my head in shame now or just drink?
No, we just should be used to it.
Oh, Chris beat me to it.
And for those of you keeping track at home, Lex has 1 point, Jordan 2, Colby 1, Allie 1, and you, the viewers, you also have 1 point. Well done. Dear Lex and Jordan, I set my concurrent scans to 100, but it only scans 10 at a time. The scan queue regularly builds up to over 2,000 scans. My auto heartbeat is set to 30 minutes. How can I get faster scans for all of my devices? Thanks in advance, Brian G.
So if you've set concurrent to 100 and you're getting 10 at a time, that sounds like a bug.
So let's go take a look where you'd set that. So under preferences, performance, concurrent scans 32. So you'd set them there. I'm assuming when you check it still says 100 because a lot of times I'll make a change and thank goodness it asks me to save it before I exit because most of the time I just change it and don't. But yeah, if you got it 100 and it's only doing 10,
Yeah, there's definitely, I would contact support for that one just so they can take a look at that because it absolutely should scan as many
Yeah.
as you have set there.
that's kind of strange. Now, to speed things up, I can give you a few generalities that will help speed things up. Make sure you have enough memory or RAM that you can actually load the database into memory. So if you go take a look at your database size, so ours is huge here, 7 meg. Okay, as long as you can load your inventory and you deploy database into memory, it's going to run faster. It just will. And then the other thing is if because inventory does write a lot to disk, if you put it on some SSD disk, that will speed things up. As for the scans and that I don't know how to answer that. Colby, any thoughts?
That sounds like a bug to me.
Yeah.
So Jordan scored with that sounds like a bug to me.
I don't think anyone won that one.
Everybody wins for finding a bug.
I won a conversation with Chris.
I want to come. Alrighty then.
Dear Lex and dear Jordan, is there a way to tell how many video outputs are available on computers? Example, 2 or 3, even though only one monitor could be connected. Thanks, Thomas the Tank Engine T.
Wow. Yeah, that was... Should I just go punch Kelly for that? Right now, just
No, because if you leave me alone on camera, it'll just be dead air.
dead air.
They frown on that. So that's the only reason you're safe, Kelly. So on that one, I got to imagine WMI stores that somewhere, but off the top of my head, there's no
I
way
would
I'm going to have that.
definitely check a WMI on that. I mean, I'm with Jordan. I don't know where to find it, but that's where I'd look. I'd start looking there. Probably in SimV2, because that's a lot of
That's where
your
most of the
computer
stuff is,
hardware
yeah.
stuff is. But beyond that, I would...
We'll see if Colby has WMI memorized.
Do you, or do we just drink?
This is not something I've tried to look for before.
Okay.
Okay, alrighty then. We'll drink to that.
Yeah, the stump is killing us.
I think I'm winning because I've drank the most.
That's
but-
right.
I don't know, but I just watched Kelly erase 2 points from Jordan and Lex.
What?
And I'm not even joking. He did.
Back to the viewers. They won that one.
All right.
This is the people's game.
This is
All right.
people's game.
All right, here we go.
Dearest Lex and Jordan, can I have an auto-deployment email, a report that lists all the successful/unsuccessful deployments? If not, can I do it anyway because I'm a rebel? Thanks, Jason, you.
I just like the fact that he's going to do it regardless if he's a rebel, whether we can or not.
I like it.
Good for you, man. That's a guy who's going to get stuff done in my book.
There is no in his vocabulary.
That's correct. You're going to take this one?
No, I reached for the mouse like I was confident, but I'm not.
I'm going to point at you, Lex.
You know,
You know-
I think you could use the point.
I need the points. So under reports, deployments, full detail summary. Now, there's a couple things you have to do to make this work. Obviously, to get the email. And my suggestion, please do the summary, okay? Full detail, start with a summary. I always start with a summary because, full detail is, start small, work your way up. But you do need to have, under your preferences to get that email, you need to have your mail server set up like we do. I'm just kidding. You actually have to have stuff in there, and I would test it and make sure it works. And the report should go that way. But that would be what you would do, and then just schedule that with your scheduled deployments and make sure that goes out.
And if you don't want to hit all machines, you can break that out based on collection, so you can have
Absolutely.
smaller groups of reports if you're looking for a specific one.
Absolutely.
You also have to configure the notification. So under reports, notifications, you have to go put in an email address in there and set up all your options on that. And then in the deployment, or actually in this case the schedule, you have to select which of those notifications you want it to send.
I almost got a point on that.
So close.
I think Kobe just stole my point there, buddy. Good for you.
He makes it look complicated, but really he just sits back and looks it up on the internet while we're doing all the heavy lifting.
Is that what it is? Honestly, I think I would
No, that's not
bet on
true.
Colby instead of us too. So
Colby gets
Ladies and gentlemen, here's our score breakdown. Colby and Lex tied at 2. Jordan in the lead with a whopping 3 points.
what? How did you get ahead?
charisma.
Oh, all right.
I haven't seen questions answered like this, Kelly, since about 1996. They're off to a real start today.
Outstanding game, gentlemen. Outstanding game. Dear Lex and Jordan, is there a way to lock down the order of the packages for all clients in Deploy? When new custom packages are added, they will sometimes be out of order for other admins, so the wrong one will get deployed out. Thanks, Chris G.
Hold that there for a sec. I'm trying to keep up with that.
So I think on this one they have all their packages in a certain order on the server machine, but the client is pulling them in a different order. And that doesn't sound right.
No, that does sound right. I think it was 14 or 15. We actually changed the way central server works with multiple users, so that they all have their own independent view, so you can set your own order without messing it up for everyone else. But in this case, they do want to push the order for those users, and I think that order is stored in the registry for each user, but I'm not entirely sure. So I don't think there's a clean way to do what they're asking for.
I'm just going to give Colby that point right out the gate.
All right.
So the Okay, I'm checking. How much you got left?
I'm doing here.
Yeah,
I'm winning this.
You're winning that. You
All
are
right.
definitely winning that.
And it looks like Colby's kind of pulling ahead here, defying all odds. He's coming up with the underdog victory, possibly. But we still got time. We'll see what happens there, Kelly.
Do we get a handicap because we're drinking and Colby's not? There should be.
No, that's your choice to drink.
Well, even
I don't want to. I'm not going to
even
be
if it's
responsible
drinking,
for
does
myself.
alcohol
No.
impact robots?
You
In
think
the,
Colby's
case,
a
in the
robot?
case of Futurama, the alcohol is what would make it so he was sober.
Oh, yeah.
For Bender.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true.
I think it's the first time I've seen Colby kind of crack a big smile.
I got
Oh,
him.
Yeah,
I got him.
You did.
Took
He
many
should get a
years.
point for that. Just crack the smile. That was impressive. I don't think I've ever done that. But
Okay.
we got another question. Yep. Okay.
As a preemptive drink, I assume.
Dear Lex and Jordan, how would one create a report to show the same information as the all schedules view of Deploy? Thanks, Doug K.
All right.
Well, I can get you started. The all schedules view. So test heartbeat trigger that. Okay. I do know you can go here, and as long as you select all these guys and you go to reports, there is a schedule report. I guess if you do full detail here, I mean, it's not going to look the same, but, well, no, that definitely,
That is
remember when
not
I
at all.
said do the summary first?
And that's how you drink.
That is exactly, am I drinking now for that?
I don't know.
So the summary here, and again, it'll do a page. There's test 3. I did this just before we came on test 2. And, of course, test because I am original. That's going to get you the information about them and the packages, the complete information. The other thing I did just to see if it was possible, and again, I didn't have enough time to come up with something super cool, but if you do, you can do a SQL select asterisk from schedule. Jules.
I'm watching type like I understand what you're typing.
I think
You're in
no
inventory.
such table. I'm in inventory. That makes it even better because it won't work. So back over. Here we go. Deploy. Thank you, Colby. That would have been better if you told me before I started typing, though. So that's on me. No. I don't want responsibility for myself today. Come on. Gotta remember that semicolon. Or schedule. Maybe the table is schedule. All right, I'm gonna
So close. So close. I've never seen anyone work so hard for a point and just not
just
get it.
totally miss it. Okay, I am feeling almost bad about that. I can try again if
but
you guys want, but
The overall goal, what you're shooting, without knowing the table off the top of our head,
Yeah.
that should pull the actual ID of the schedule.
it's gonna pull the ID. It'll pull the name. And, you know, I'm now gonna try it one more time just
Okay.
because.
I like it.
Watch as he types.
You guys don't do
Doing
that
good.
because
Yeah.
you watch me. Okay, no such table. Really? I swear I did this just before the show. What happened between now?
You're in inventory again.
Why am I in inventory? How is that even possible? Who's controlling this computer, really? All right.
I'm not sure it's worse that we went there multiple times or how long it took us to catch it the second time through.
Yeah. Dude, I should lose a point just because I'm a reject here at this point, to be honest with you.
This is we're watching.
Oh, it's a
Thomas
quest
the
now.
Train.
It's a
Thomas
quest.
the Train live in action. He thinks he can.
I think
He thinks he can.
And they're hard at work, Kelly.
Look at that.
hero. Almost. Not really. Okay, next time I'm in the wrong screen, you should tell me because I make myself look like
I
an
told
idiot.
you as soon as I saw it. I'm supposed to look at the camera and
3
not at you
times,
typing.
man. That's a good point. All right, that is a minus point for me for being an
You
idiot.
got there. You got
It can be done, just not by me, ever.
Hey, real quick, what does it show if you hit print preview on this view?
And Colby takes a point.
Dang it! Down with the Colby again. Man,
We put a lot of thought into something that didn't need it.
wow. You guys, you're just gonna fire me after this, right? It's like you're out. We don't need you on this. We need
No,
Colby.
no, don't worry. Like I said, I really do see this every day, and they understand that Colby is his own thing.
And he is currently in the lead and proving to be he's basically the New England Patriots of PDQ.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to drink to that, guys, because after that much embarrassment, I need a little courage.
I would, but that's how bad I'm losing.
All right.
You're actually not losing too bad, Jordan. Okay, here's where we're standing. It was a 4-way tie. Colby has gone into the lead. He's leading with 4 points. Lex, Jordan, and the viewers all with 3 points. This could go anyway. It's not decided yet. I mean, Lex could kick a field goal and change the game up.
The Q&A is made possible with viewers like them.
That is true. I honestly thought you were going to kick me out of this game for that last one. So.
Yeah, we just might. Dear Lex and Jordan and Colby and the viewers, how can I have Deploy use credentials based on agent status? For example, if the status is internal, use domain/user, but if the status is external, use a local user. I have laptops that come and go often, and when they are external, they are not always connected to the VPN for domain authentication to work. If this is not currently natively possible, who do I have to bribe? Sincerely, Dan.
Okay, I've got an opinion on this, and it's a good opinion.
Okay, well then. let's
Laps,
start.
baby. Local admin, it's just the way you have to do it, my friend. Now, bouncing back and forth, that's a bribery thing, I think, unless you've got some thoughts.
Yeah, so you can set certain credentials per machine, but with it changing when they come
Yeah,
in and out. I don't.
Yeah, that I don't.
Yeah, so
Local admin.
who do you have to bribe? All of us.
Well, I like that answer. I'll drink to that.
But I think Laps is a fantastic answer.
Absolutely, Laps is a good one. Colby.
Would Laps work on external agents? That's a domain.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me. Local admin. That's what Laps meant in my mind when you said it. Local admin, guys. Thank you for. Did I lose another point just because I'm an idiot?
So
Dang it.
No.
Not until you said it.
I'm thinking you might be able to kind of hack this together with like multiple packages. Like one package has the domain credentials and points at one collection. Another package has local credentials and points at a different collection. That's kind of messy, but like might kind of work, maybe, sorta.
Okay.
And you-
Yeah, I can see the sorta
definitely
on that
want
now
to,
that you bring it up. I would have never thought of that.
But I agree. It'd probably be easier to just use a local account always in this case.
Messy.
Yes, missing it.
Possible. Messy.
Dear Lex and Jordan, how can I create a report that shows for each computer the software version installed versus the most current version available? Thanks, Troy M.
So that one would be far
Okay.
more complex than it seems because you would have to pull from multiple tables one of your existing packages that has the latest and then one from what's installed from that report.
Oh, I'm thinking, check this out, guys. I almost have a brilliant moment here.
Okay, let's see.
You could, let's say you're looking for Chrome, right? Now, you'd have to do this on an individual, like Chrome. You'd have to do a Chrome report. You'd have to, because you could pull the current version and then you could go use the system variable with the current system.
Okay, so basically in your report, you basically
Huh?
create a custom.
You'd have to go. You just go to variables and use a system variable. So go to system variables and let's say we're looking for Chrome, right? So app version is Chrome.
You can use Control F to search this page.
There we go. So app ver Chrome, boom, right there. So you see the versions right there. So you could use that $ version Chrome Enterprise in your reports, but you would have to do a report per application, and you could reference that so it shows the one they have, and then you just stick that variable in as a.
Yeah, so either way, I think it's going to be a more
is
complex
complex,
report than
agreed.
you're thinking. But I think it's possible. It's just going to take a lot of trial and error, I imagine.
I'd go with that.
Yeah.
I'd go with that.
And Lex just pulled into the lead.
Ooh, look at that.
In your face. Hey, I got to do this now. Colby. Huh.
It's not over yet.
You're going to
Well,
make it.
I
Don't
know,
get
but
cocky now.
I gotta celebrate the little wins,
You're not
guys.
careful.
I'm finally
He's going
ahead
to
of
feel his
Colby.
emotion.
I'm finally ahead of Colby. I don't know how that happened.
Dear Lex and Jordan and Colby, is there a way I can have a heartbeat run only on a select group? For instance, I just want a heartbeat to check my laptops that are external, but I do not want a heartbeat for my internal PCs. Thanks, Carrie O.
So,
There's a lot of silence right now.
I mean, you could make a schedule that runs against a certain collection that runs on a heartbeat, but then the schedule would have to actually do something. But
I'm thinking for it to run as a heart. I'm looking at Colby. You can time me out, bro.
For this question, I'd kind of like to clarify whether they're talking about the global heartbeat for all computers, or are they specifically referring to a heartbeat trigger? Because with a heartbeat trigger, you can, like if it's a scheduler something, you can point that to just a collection.
yeah, so I guess if it is a heartbeat trigger, you can have the answer Colby just stole from me, or if it's a global, it's just going to happen.
That was a weak yet reasonable answer. I think I'll drink to that. Yeah. Okay.
Dear Lex, Jordan, and Colby, is there a way to add a static inventory to PDQ? For example, we have a storage closet for loan/spare equipment. We'd like to add it into PDQ without having to keep a basic Excel spreadsheet. Thanks, Nick H.
So, I mean, if you have 80 sync where it's set to full sync and it removes objects that aren't on the domain, then you can add them, but they'll delete it. But other than that, if the machine's on the network, you can find the machine and add it.
Spare equipment. I'm assuming if it's a laptop or something that actually has to interact with the domain, and you're 80, yes, Jordan is absolutely correct. 80 sync, and then just do an import only, and then it won't disappear over time. I guess can you add it by hand? Like add stuff by hand? I guess yes,
so
you could.
If it has an IP address, because we can do all kinds of objects, you can do a network scan. And based on IP address, it should pull it in. You just have to manually enter the device name.
Yeah. Okay. So just to test, I'm just going to add a machine called test. It's not going to resolve, but I'm going to add it, and there it is. So. I mean, it's there, and now I can do imports, like custom imports by the name test. So you can do that.
If you right-click and you turn off Allow Scan,
That's a smart idea there, too.
if you turn off Allow Scan once it opens, you can actually have a bunch of customizable data in there if you need to. So you can store some. It's not as robust as it scans, but you can store some information in there.
So if if you're storing Cat5 cables, I don't know about that, but other equipment and that kind of thing, you could add it this way. So thank you for helping
We
with
both
that.
get a half a point.
Do we get a half a point for that?
You guys realize if there's a tie at the end, we're going to have a sudden death somehow.
All right.
Death match?
Arm wrestle.
Arm wrestle.
Jordan, you don't get a point, but you got the assist on that one. So,
Hey, high five. Thank you for this.
dear Lex, Jordan, and Colby, I call PDQ Deploy from MDT and start the package with a scan. Sometimes the machine does not wind up in the appropriate inventory collections, and steps in the package dependent on collection membership get skipped. Is there a way to force collection membership to get updated? Thanks, Brian.
Okay, so that scan that you start with should force that membership update at that point. But you need to, okay, so let's just understand the scan step itself. You need to run a scan before the next step that you want to run that, logic against. So if I want to make sure something's got is, say I'm going to do Chrome, right? I want to scan and do an application scan to verify that this has got the latest version of Chrome before I try to do the only install Chrome on machines that are part of the Chrome old collection. Again, that has to run before. At the very beginning, I mean, I guess it depends on what your steps are, what scans you're going to run.
So I think you're saying it, if I'm understanding right, it would move in eventually, but just the inventory is not updating. So the scan completes, but the inventory, because you've seen it sometime when you click on a collection and then the number updates after you click on it.
Absolutely.
So I think he's looking for like a refresh of what's in inventory.
Well, maybe you do, I don't know. Colby, any thoughts? You do yeah.
Inventory is in the background is always supposed to have the latest information, even if when you click on the collection, it's not up to date at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, it sounds like that background information isn't quite up to date yet.
Okay.
So as an interim solution, you could add a sleep step. Maybe sleep it for like a minute or two. But overall, that kind of sounds like a bug to me, and I'd suggest reaching out to support, because if you are running a scan step and then the results aren't updating in time for the next step, that sounds like a bug to me.
Yeah, that does.
So who wins that point, guys?
Support in the near future.
Support in the near future? Yeah, okay, I'm with that. We'll give it to support.
All right. We're going to take a few more. This is the fourth quarter, guys, so kind of...
This is when I wilt.
That's what,
That's what it matters.
when I choke. I'm going to choke under pressure. Colby's going to run away with it,
Okay.
like always.
Dear Lex and Jordan and Colby, I have been getting a large amount of target name mismatch errors in inventory lately. Is this an asset update issue with inventory or a DNS issue on my end? Thanks.
Dude, I want the easy points.
Okay.
I want the easy points here.
I'm already out of the running, so go ahead.
That is definitely DNS. So there are some great videos. I mean, Brig is he is like the DNS deity here.
Yep.
I'm throwing up a hail Brig for that one. Watch the videos on DNS and scavenging is probably going to help you out. So
It goes to a famous Brig quote, if it's not DNS, it's probably DNS.
80% of your network problems are DNS. So are the other 20. So yeah, DNS. That was cheap that I took that one, huh? I'll take it where I can get it.
Dear Lex, Jordan, and Colby, how do you automagically make a package switch from pull to push when pull fails? Thanks, Paul Y.
Interesting. Let's just sit here and look real dumb. Look dumb at the camera.
You're going to look dumb. I'm going to call that thoughtful, but because I look dumb all the time. So
You got stump points here?
Yeah.
all right, here we go.
Stump went to point.
So, I don't know. Colby, we're passing to you, bro.
You might be able to rig up some trickery with like the error mode and stuff. Like have step one, let's see here, when pull fails. So have step one be a pull, and then I think probably set that to like continue, and then step two make that a push of like the same file. I'd have to play around with it to figure out all the exact settings and stuff, but you might be able to rig up something kind of kludgy like that.
You know, all I can say is this. I'm like, I don't know. And then when he says, I'm like, yeah, that's not as hard as I was making it out in my own head.
Vague generalities don't score a point for me, they don't score a point for Colby.
Ooh.
We got shots fired here. We got some infighting
point?
starting to happen. Yeah, you get a point for burning Colby. No, you don't. No, you
That's the only
don't.
way I can get points is by snarky witticisms.
Snarky wit.
So this is going to be our last one, guys. Let's see who can make the buzzer beater here.
And our final question of the day. Which help desk or ticket tools do you recommend for working with PDQ Deploy and inventory? Sincerely, talented Team OS.
Timo.
You know, I'm going to let Colby take this one because he actually pointed out in the chat already. He's about, I believe, Spiceworks was...
Yep, we do have integration with Spiceworks. It's fairly minimal. You can like pull computers from it and stuff, but I think we like Spiceworks here. I don't have a ton of experience with stuff outside of that. The help desk system that I used at my last job wasn't great, so I'm definitely not going to recommend that.
I think you might have given him the game.
Well, I don't
But
know.
I can't argue with that.
The,
He's got I mean, integration. That's about the only thing we do integrate with in regards to just natively. But I mean, there are a bunch out there. As long as they can take a CSV. Here goes. Here's my throwdown to try and get some points on this. As long as you can automate a CSV export from data and import it into whatever inventory you have, a CSV, auto reports to pump that data out, and then on the back end, make sure your inventory or help desk system, that you're looking at can schedule an import. So
anytime you can add an extra process to fail, you got to take it.
absolutely, I think we should go to the judges on that one. Who's scoring points?
All right.
Camera 2. Yes, sir. Well, I'm looking at camera 2.
So we don't know the score. I'm going to assume I came solid last place.
I'm betting on Colby, actually.
And the final tally today. Jordan comes in third with 4 points. Lex takes second with 7 points, and Colby walks away a winner with 8 points. Thanks for joining our webcast today. Also, congratulations, Brian M. and Troy M., winners of PDQ swag. Send us your info at webcast@pdq.com. If you have additional questions, feel free to hit up our support forums. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you back here next week.